Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Clamp Champ, the heroic master of capture from Masters of the Universe Origins from Mattel. So this is the first wave of the Deluxe figures. You can see it says Deluxe figure set up here. At first I wasn't sure if these were supposed to be part of like Wave 3 or Wave 4 depending on when they came out. But I think at this point they're just their own thing. I think the Deluxes have their own waves. Wave 1 being Clamp Champ, He-Man and Skeletor with the battle armor, and Ram Man. And now Wave 2 is having He-Man and Skeletor again, but with Mosquitor and Hordak, Bladesaw Hordak. So the way I kind of arrived at this was you can see that the comic in the back is that same Battle Armor Reborn comic that came with Battle Armor He-Man. So that would make sense that they're all part of the wave because wave mates always have the same comic. So this is probably something that everyone else knew forever and I just figured out, but whatever. It took me a minute. In any case, this guy looks really cool. Clamp Champ is definitely one I never had as a kid. I don't remember him being part of the main line. Maybe he came out towards the end or so. You know, I kind of tapered off towards the end and moved into like Ninja Turtles and Transformers and stuff. So I have to admit, towards the end of the original line, I missed out on some really cool figures like Mosquitor and some of those Horde guys at the end I didn't get as a kid. So I'm really excited to pick him up. I love this gigantic pincer claw thing he's got over here. This looks really, really cool. Yeah, I just think he looks great. So let's take a look on the back here. We got some pretty cool artwork. We can see him clamping onto Ninjor here. We got King Randor. This is like the third King Randor appearance, so I'm not sure if they're hinting at something, but he's been showing up in some of the artwork here. And it looks like you put the claws in, push the button, and then they spring out. That looks fun. So if we take a look on the back here, we have Wave 3 interspersed. So Wave 3 was Zodak, She-Ra, Roboto, and Merman. And then these three, but no mention of Ram Man. So he's MIA, I guess, as far as the back of this card goes. And then you got Battle Cat and Panther here on the back. So pretty cool. Love the artwork. Really, really fun. And of course you got the retro style packaging with the exploding red rock and the night sky and everything like that, which is always a good time. Plus you get some extra head and hand options, which is really, really cool. So I'm excited. Let's get this guy out of the box so we can check out the Power Pincer as it snatches foes. I love these word blasts. I think they're so fun. Anyway, let's get him out of the box. Let's take a closer look. So here he is out of the packaging, and he looks pretty great. I really like the shade of blue for his torso armor, but I will say I don't really need these pieces to be like armor that goes on top of the body. I kind of wish it was just molded on and was his chest, because it kind of just looks a little puffy. I don't know. Just makes him look a little wider than he needs to be. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm overlooking it. And I know the original toys were all kind of the same body, and then they would just put the armor over top, so I get they're trying to replicate the original feel. But I don't know. I look back at the Hordak, and the one that has the armor looks kind of puffy, and the one where the chest is just molded that way, I think it looks better. So I kind of would have rather just had, you know, this armor just be molded as his chest. But it is what it is. Either way, still looks really cool. Really love it. Head sculpt looking pretty good. He does come with an alternate head, but I gotta be honest, I feel like the facial expressions aren't very different. He's just got kind of an angrier smile over here, where this is maybe kind of like an alarmed face. Also, I don't know what it is, but I feel like the neck like flares out. I feel like it's a little wider than it needs to be, and maybe again that's me just reading too much into it. I don't know. Maybe it's just a little warped or something, but they're easy enough to just pop one off and pop the other one on. So whichever one you like better, you can go ahead and pop in there. I think I kind of like this one better. So I'm going to go ahead, pop this one off, and pop that right on. It's very simple, as you can see. But there is kind of a barbell system in there. So you have a ball joint at the base of the neck and then also one at the base of the skull. So you get tons of movement, side to side, rocking back and forth, up and down. No problem there. But see how it kind of looks like his ears almost look like they wing out. It's just weird. I don't know. But then you have nice movement here in the shoulders. Spin and a hinge. You got a rotation and a hinge in the elbow as well. And then you have a rotation and a hinge in the wrist. Now he comes with this kind of like fingers splayed out. Although mine's a little warped. I got to kind of fix that. But he also comes with a second hand. So if you want him to hold his accessory. So if we go ahead, just pop this out. Go ahead, pop this back in. Again, very simple to do. Now he's got two gripping hands, and he comes with this, I don't know what you would call this accessory, some kind of like secondary pincer thing, but he's got that, so he can hold that in this hand if you'd like. He's got a waist swivel. Really nice silver paint down here for the belt, and I really like this kind of reddish orange color for the trim. I think that works well. He's got nice movement, ball joint here in the hips, and I feel like his legs come up farther than most, so he actually would be really easy to ride vehicles, I would think. Because most of my Origin figures you can kind of get to about here and it stops, but he kind of comes up a little bit higher, which is nice. You have a hinge and a rotation in the knee, you have a boot swivel, and then you have a hinge and a ball joint, well, not a ball joint, a hinge and a rocker in the ankle. So pretty good articulation, pretty standard for Origins. He looks great. Really, really happy with him. Like I said, just the puffy armor, not my favorite, but certainly not a deal breaker by any means. But let's go ahead and let's get on to the accessory that is his namesake. Alright, so we have this gigantic clamping weapon. And it's very simple. You press the button back, they flip out. You just take these and rotate them back. They clip into place. And then you just push this button down on the front. And there you go. So let's go ahead and slide this into his hand, like so. And then we will rotate these back. And then let's see, who do I have handy that we can try this on? Oh, here, this is random. Here is a Toy Biz Venom from back in the day. Let's go ahead and see if I can, we'll put his hands up so we can assist and hopefully actually grab him around the waist here. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a shot. And there you go. Hooray, we got him. So it's certainly not strong enough to like pick it. Well, I guess it is. Kind of pick him up. It's just kind of hard to deploy the weapon. I guess I could try to see if he'll actually stand while I deploy it, but I feel like this makes him very front heavy. So it's kind of difficult to get him to stand with this. Like you could have him stand and kind of hold this down, because that kind of distributes the weight a little bit better. But to have him like fully deploy it, you kind of have to hold on to him. And then it's hard to kind of hit this button without having your hand in the way of one of these pincer claws. So let's see if we can get this going. All right, ready? Venom's going to try to jump at him. And then, boom, you got pincer clawed. And then, goodbye, see ya. So there you go. He's got the pincer claw weapon. You can't really go wrong. I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely a massive, elaborate weapon. And seems a little bit bulkier than it needs to be, but I guess it could maybe double as a blaster when you have that closed up. I don't know. Probably didn't really think about that. But in any case, this guy is ready to be the champion of clamping. So it is a very massive weapon. And like I said, if I kind of put it down to his side, you can kind of get them to stand and distribute the weight. But it is a pretty massive accessory. So he does kind of want to fall forward because of it. There we go. Okay. So does he want to stand? Maybe. Anyway, I think he's a fun figure. I definitely like him. I love the design. I think the accessory is ridiculous and definitely indicative of something Masters did back in the day. Just having kind of, overly ridiculous accessories for functionality, which was fun. And everyone had a gimmick, which was always a good time. So I am excited to have this guy in my collection because he's definitely one I didn't have as a kid. So very happy to finally get to add him to the collection. And this is a really nice release. I got this one from Amazon. He randomly popped in stock. I have never seen him in a store. The Deluxes have been very hit or miss in stores for me. I mean, I'll be honest, the main line's been very hit or miss in stores for me as well. You basically have just many He-Mans and Skeletors clogging the pegs, and there's not really anything you can do about that. But I would say check Amazon or otherwise stores like BBTS, Entertainment Earth, things like that should definitely have them around. So check it out. I think he's worth picking up. Definitely love this guy. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.